Look, I have no words for this.
You just unironically called this man daddy. And I'd do it again.
Look, I have no words for this.
You just unironically called this man daddy. And I'd do it again.
Look, I have no words for this.
You just unironically called this man daddy. And I'd do it again.
Look, I have no words for this.
You just unironically called this man daddy. And I'd do it again.
Look, I have no words for this.
You just unironically called this man daddy. And I'd do it again.
Look, I have no words for this.
You just unironically called this man daddy.
Look, I have no words for this.
You just unironically called this man daddy. And I do it again.
Hello. Good after. Good evening. Wait a second. Where are my subtitles? You guys need to be able to hear me. Well, you guys need to be able to see what I'm saying. Yeah, that's really weird. Where are they? Oh, okay. Just a second. Loud noise incoming. Okay, that's better. Now you guys can visually see what I'm saying. I think that's a little bit better, honestly. But welcome. Hi everyone. Oh, I see we got a crinkle with toy. Okay, I can do that. Welcome in. It is so lovely to see you all. Happy belated Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And yeah, I will start the crinkle with toy after the ad, so this way everyone can enjoy it together. How are you? How was your Thanksgiving, if you celebrated? Mine was chaotic. The reason why I wasn't here was a major family emergency decided to just happen. It was just like a event that just appeared. If you're in an RPG, it was like a fate that just popped up. It was a lot. Very, very stressful. But everyone is okay, kind of, and things are starting to return to normal. As for the day itself, are you streaking in my chat? Congrats. Usually how that happens. Welcome back, everyone. Be careful, you know, paper cuts and all. But welcome to my stream. If you don't know me, my name is Grimoire Index. I am a ASMR and spooky stories VTuber. I like it. I hope so. If you like it, I like it. As I return to that topic, as for the Thanksgiving event itself, it was pretty nice. We had pernil, some lamb. I had a delicious bit of Scottish poet. It was so good. Very good. Has a nice umami flavor. And I broke open the Old American Painter. That's the good stuff. Now, listen, I don't know if anyone has told you, but Old American Painter, tasty. Ooh, Italian Renaissance is also pretty good too. Swarviata, no shirt, no shoes, no service sign. I don't know where that is. I've never seen that before. Hello, hello. Welcome in, real girls. How was your Thanksgiving, if you celebrated it? Welcome in. Also, hi YouTube. Very snowy. Oh, I'm so jealous. I love snow. I think Dragon is mistaken. I streak every few days and I never have been chastised for it. Yeah, that's true. No, I hate snow. Well, give it over here. Send it over here. I love snow. We're close enough to the south where if our state gets any snow, if you're an American, we're close enough to the south where if our state gets any snow, the entire state just shuts down. It's really great. Send us the snow. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I thought I was going to be able to be a little bit more consistent this week. But I will definitely try a little harder for you guys next week. You can bet on that. I wanted to ask you. Guys. Oops. Would you prefer a sleep audio next, or would you prefer a script audio next? Technically, they're both script audios. It's just one I've written myself that's more for, with the help of Dewey, usually. Or, oh, I forgot to add that. I forgot to add that command. Sleep? Okay. Of course, I will do some rain stick. Give me a second. Or, it's a sleep audio, or the, ASMR scripts. And, if the ghouls like, I can post the 3 ASMR script ideas that were pitched to me through that one particular subreddit, and we will kind of pick which one you guys want. And I think I will do the same on Patreon, except, you know, the content will be a little bit more, you know. Okay. So that was Crinkle with Toy. Thank you so much for asking for that. Let's go ahead and do some rain stick. Oh, a little bit more wholesome. Maybe. Wholesome? Wholesome, yes. It I unironically love that sound, by the way. I love the sound of Legos stacking on top of each other. To me, that's like a high tier sound. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, you guys. I always have to protect my readers' ears. Oh. The thing with the rain stick is that it's so tall that it covers up my camera. And for sometimes, there's my tracking. Grim likes the big sticks noted. I mean, well, Dewey's asleep, so I expected as much. Currently on a 7-stream watch streak. Very nice. You can join Andy in streaking, but be very careful of paper cuts. The books are very, very vicious when it comes to skin. Let's do a couple more turns of this, and let's do a couple more turns of this, and then we'll start our first spooky tale of today. It's a little topical. Spooky tale. Dragon, if you don't mind, remind me to make a rain stick, I guess, ask in the moderator's chat for me, please. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Okay. I think that is enough for that. And we will get started on our first story and, you know, some soft brushing. Do you all like this brush? I actually picked it up just for this. It's big and fluffy. Let's get started on our first tale, So, while I brush your ears, let's read Fattening the Turkey, a Thanksgiving body horror story. I always told myself that Thanksgiving dinners were supposed to feel warm, familiar. Kind of holiday where you go home smelling like cinnamon, turkey fat, and nostalgia. My mother used to call it the good holiday, the one before Christmas took all the attention and the stress. This year, though, Thanksgiving was different. It wasn't at my parents' house. It wasn't even with my own side of the family. It was at my girlfriend Anna's childhood home. Her invitation extended only after 6 months of dating, a soft sign that she was ready for me to meet her bloodline. I was nervous, sure, but excited. These were the kind of steps adults took. Mature steps. I wanted to make a good impression. I wanted them to like me. In hindsight, I should have paid more attention to the way Anna looked out the window on the drive up, chewing a fingernail she rarely touched, eyes that had a distant, braced sort of softness, like she was preparing for something. But she never said anything, so I didn't either. Her family lives in a large 2-story farmhouse on the outskirts of a small town, a place with a single gas station, a single grocery store, and lots of woods pressing in on either side of the main road. The house was beautiful in that old world kind of way. Wrapped round porch, creaking steps, white paint flaking just enough to feel lived in rather than abandoned. The house inside smelled like sage and roasted garlic, the kind of seasoning that sinks deep into the walls over decades. It should have been comforting, but the moment I stepped in, I felt a strange presence, a strange pressure behind my ribs, a prickling unease. Walking into a room where someone had been arguing only a few moments ago. "Mom! Dad! We're here!" Anna called out, shrugging off her coat. Her parents appeared in the doorway to the dining room. They looked normal. Warm smiles, soft sweaters, the slight stiffness old folks get when greeting new faces. But something about their eyes lingered on me too long, studying me, appraising. Then those smiles grew wider. "Welcome, Joseph," her mother exclaimed. "We're so happy to have you. We've heard so much," her father added. "And you look perfect." "Perfect? That's an odd compliment." Anna nudged me and whispered, "Relax, they do this with everyone." But she didn't quite meet my eyes. Dinner prep had already begun, and the kitchen was a whirlwind of pots, steam, utensils clanging, and the sweet heaviness of caramelized onions. Anna's siblings were there too, 3 of them, all older than her and very observant. They greeted me politely and went back to cooking, though I could feel them watching me from the corners of their eyes. The table was already set with more dishes than any human household needed: bowls of cranberry relish, platters of stuffing, casseroles, roasted vegetables, and breads. The turkey itself sat on the counter, not yet carved, a massive bird. Larger than any I had ever seen. But dinner wasn't what unsettled me. Not yet. What was unsettling was the way everyone hovered around me, making sure that I ate, encouraging, praising, pushing seconds, thirds towards me with a smiling insistence, making sure I ate. "You're a growing one," her father says, as he plopped another mound of mashed potatoes on my plate, ignoring the fact that I hadn't finished my previous serving. "We want you well fed," her mother added, beaming. "Tradition," her older brother chimed in. "We always make sure the newcomer eats well." Newcomer? Thanksgiving politeness. I glanced at Anna. She stared at her plate, the lines around her mouth tight. "Hey," I whispered, leaning closer. "Is this a thing your family does?" Her fork stilted. Her voice was quiet. "It's fine. Just eat enough so they stop. They'll get satisfied. Eventually." Satisfied? Another strange word. But I kept eating. What else was I supposed to do? The food was good. Exceptionally good. Rich, savory, seasoned with a depth I didn't recognize. Everything melted in my mouth with a luxurious softness that almost tasted engineered, intentional. Still, by the time dessert came, my stomach throbbed with a dull, inconsistent ache. Her mother placed a slice of pie in front of me, thick, glossy pumpkin filling sitting underneath an unnerving amount of whipped cream. "For you," she said warmly, her hand lingering too long on my shoulder. "Eat up." "Actually," I said with a strange smile, I think I'm hitting my limit." Every eye lifted towards me. Anna's father's smile remained, but the warmth drained from it. "You don't want to disappoint your hosts, do you?" My skin crawled. Something was very wrong. Something was very wrong here. Anna cleared her throat softly. "It's okay, Joseph. Just please eat it." Her voice shook. I never heard her voice shake. So, stomach twisting, I picked up the fork. Everyone resumed their conversations as if nothing happened. But halfway through the slice, a deep nausea bloomed in my gut. I excused myself and hurried to the upstairs bathroom, gripping the railing for balance. My vision blurred. Sweat cooled rapidly on my forehead. When I locked the bathroom door behind me, I lifted my shirt and froze. My stomach was distended. Not bloated. Distended. Swollen in a taut, round shape. The kind that didn't come from overeating. It looked stuffed. My pulse hammered. Fear tightened around my throat like a rope. I splashed cold water on my face, breathing in shallow bursts, trying not to panic. What was happening to me? What had they fed me? My skin tangled, buzzed, shifted beneath my fingers like something was inside, adjusting. I gagged, leaning over the sink, but nothing came up. My body refused to vomit, as if something was preventing it. Something heavy, something alive. The thought slid into my cold mind. A knock sounded on the door, soft and deliberate. "Joseph?" Anna's voice. "Are you okay?" I hesitated. My voice came out hoarse. "Not really." She exhaled shakily. I need to tell you something. My blood chilled. I cracked the door open. Anna slipped inside, shut it behind her, and locked it. Her face was pale, shimmering with guilt. "They're gonna be angry, I'm telling you. But I can't let you walk into it blind." "What's going on?" She looked at my swollen midsection and winced. "They've already started." "Started what?" Anna grabbed my hand. Her grip trembled. "My family doesn't raise turkeys." "Not really." "They prepare them." "You mean you're not the first boyfriend I brought home? Every year, my family chooses someone. The newcomer, the outsider, someone perfect, someone worth the effort." Head the effort. Or head spun. You mean they're... Her eyes filled. "Yes." I stumbled back, clutching the sink. But your turkeys, it's not turkey. It's just the last one. What's left of him. My stomach flipped, twisting painfully. I groaned, doubling over. They feed you the mixture, the herbs, the oils. The families blend. It softens the tissue, weakens the bones, fattens everything inside and out. Makes carving easier. Carving? No. This is insane. You have to help me get out. We have to leave right now. Her eyes dropped. We can try, but once they choose you, they don't let go. We made it halfway down the stairs before I froze. All of her family stood at the bottom, watching, silent. Her father stepped forward, hands clasped behind his back like a polite host. "Joseph," he said warmly, "you look unwell. Come, sit. We'll help you finish your meal." Anna moved in front of me. "He's had enough." A murmur rippled through the family. Her mother sighed, almost disappointed. You know the tradition, sweetheart. Don't fight it. You always make this harder. Anna squared her shoulders the moment I saw that she decided that she was willing to stand between me and them, her own blood. You're not taking him. Her father chuckled softly. Anna, dear, we're not taking him. We're preparing him. It's an honor. He should be grateful. I felt faint. My legs wobbled beneath me, swollen skin pulling at my t-shirt seams. I tried to run, but my body was so heavy, so impossibly heavy, I stumbled, crashing into the wall. Anna whispered urgently, Go, get out the back door. I'll slow them down. I'm not leaving you. I gasped, clutching the railing like a lifeline. You have to. Her voice was devastated. If you stay, they will finish it. Barely able to breathe, I crawled toward the kitchen, dragging myself, ribs, aching stomach, pulling tight like an overinflated dough. My joints throbbed, my skin stretched with each movement. I could hear them following, calm, steady, patient. Predators who have done this many times before. I reached the back door, fumbled with the lock. Anna screamed behind me, cut off abruptly. I didn't look back. I pushed through the door and stumbled into the cold night air. The grass felt damp under my palms. Every breath felt like swallowing knives. Something inside me, my stomach, shifted. I gagged violently, falling to my knees. Then a bulge pressed outward beneath my ribs. I screamed. My body convulsed, limbs shaking uncontrollably as pressure surged inside of me. Something was growing, expanding, feeding on me. From behind, I heard the family step out onto the porch, calm, unrushed, knowing there was nowhere left for me to run. Anna's father called out gently, There's no use fighting. The process has already begun. I tried to crawl again, but collapsed. My limbs wouldn't cooperate. My body felt foreign, stuffed full, stretched beyond its design. His mother knelt beside me with an eerie tenderness. You were a good choice, she whispered, stroking my hair. Such strong bones, such hearty flesh. We'll feast this year. I sobbed, twisting away weakly. The bulge pressed harder. My skin split, just a tear. A small red line, red and raw. I screamed again, throat ripping with the force. Her mother sighed with satisfaction. There it is, the first opening. Anna appeared then, face bruised, fighting tears, staggering towards me. Her sibling held her arms, restraining her. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hands grabbed my arms, lifting me. My legs dangled uselessly. My stomach throbbed violently as they dragged me back towards the house. I caught a glimpse through the kitchen window. The carving table, the knights glinting, the turkey on the counter, not a bird at all, but a grotesque tangle of human limbs and animal sinew, swollen, misshapen from the same ritual they were forcing on me. I understood then. They didn't cook that turkey. They become it. As he lowered me onto the carving table, Anna sobbed in her brother's grip. I'm sorry. I tried. Her father leaned close, smiling, eyes warm with reverence. It's Thanksgiving, Joseph. And my boy, you are the feast. Gobble, gobble. And that was Fattening the Turkey by David Harlow. Thank you. That was wild. Did you all have fun? And we did it just before ads, That one was a wild ride, wasn't it? Honestly, I like it when the horror stories have a good ending. But unfortunately, he didn't make it out. I thought maybe his, maybe the sister would take his place, but I guess not. Do you like this sort of thing, I wonder? I mean, well, he technically did later after they ate him, but yeah, that was a really interesting one. Is it always her boyfriends, or do they just pick a random kid? Alright, you need to go and, date, honey. Looks like there's an ad break, by the way. It is going on right now. So, don't you worry. In 2 minutes' time, you'll be back with us. Don't worry, I'm not doing anything important, and you won't miss anything important. I promise. They'd have a few Fosters in them before folks got too suspicious. Well, considering, it's only for a holiday, and, it's only for a holiday, and they don't necessarily, personally, I like the sound a lot. It's only for a holiday, and personally, judging by the way the house was described, I would say that it would be very difficult to track. And maybe, there might be some other factors at play. Just a moment, I have to burp. I apologize. That burp was really that burp was really something. But I respect you all enough to not let you hear it. Unless it really forces its way out. Did you have the turkey too? Well, I can't really have turkey per se. I mean, I can, if I'm physically in the library Paradoxica, but I wasn't allowed to be at work. I wasn't allowed to be here. Literally, I wasn't allowed to be. I was told that, number one, I had to essentially go home and take the crows with me. So we had a lot of welcome back, everyone. So we had a lot of carrion, and in my particular case, I had old poets and maybe a painter or two. Old American painter. I opened that one up recently. I have tried New Wave. It's New Wave goth artist. Very good. Very tasty. Yes. Very, I don't know. Like, depending on the age of New Wave goth artists, it's not as interesting as you would think. It's kind of like candy. Like a bitter candy. Like, once you have it, it's not as good or refined. I think the older they are, like, the better it is. Like, it's definitely a flavor for me, and this is just for me, mind you. Like, some of you may like this flavor, if that's what you like. But for me, I prefer the flavor aged. Some people might prefer it not aged. I'm also just asking for a friend. If anyone comes across, I don't know, some blood samples of that vessel guy, delicious. I know he tastes delicious. I know it. Send me the blood samples. I'm flickering. Am I? What do you mean I'm flickering? What? Am I flickering out of existence? What's happening? What? Huh? What? Are you sure? Is this happening for everyone else? Are you... I think I would see that, right? Hold on, let me check the live feed. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that was weird. I'll watch the playback later. Okay, alright. Well, I mean, that was a little scary, huh? But nothing, you know, scary stories can't fix up, Oh? Of course, because, you know... Sorry about that, everyone. And thank you for the hydrate redeem. Shall we read another story? Mug. It is definitely a glass. I'm so tired. No, get some rest. Please go and get some rest. And for all of you that are lurking and enjoying the stream, and if you're tired and you need to rest, that is what today's stream is for. Just rest, enjoy yourself, and don't worry, I will be completely okay. Yes, that's fine. You can allow that. There was no misogyny there. No misogyny has been detected. Relax. Uh-oh. Yes, please. Please take care of yourself. There we go. Let's do a little bit of ear cupping while we pick out our story. Now, priest. I hate that I can't discern between calling something to do with myself and that calling it the latter would be unacceptable. Yeah, I almost fought someone for that. I would yell and scream at my respective partner or partner's friends for even daring to say such words to them. But I digress. Let us find our lovely next story, okay? Oop, sorry about that. Okay. Rest well, Andy. I'm gonna turn this down and lie back down, lie lovely. Have a good dream. Sleep well, bestie. Get some rest. Don't worry, I'll be holding down the fort here. Let's read Flesh Honeycomb. This story is written by Bronson, or Hanadungo. Okay. You said this started to occur just today? It was Friday, 8 o'clock in the evening, at the acute care ward of the emergency room. I just finished my shift before I received a call from my aunt. A few hours later, I was with her and my younger cousin waiting for the doctor to give any clue as to what was happening to my uncle. When I first arrived, my aunt didn't even greet me. She frantically pulled me up the stairs. I saw Angie peeking from the hallway into my aunt's bedroom. I didn't know what to expect other than the brief broken words from the call. Something about mouth holes. It was such an odd thing to hear, but I was too tired to think much of it. Plus, my aunt seemed pretty worried. In their bedroom, the lights were off. I saw my uncle lying on their bed, underneath the sheets, faintly illuminated by the hallway lights. He was trembling. I kneeled next to him and placed my hand on his forehead. It was burning hot and drenched with sweat. He opened his eyes, and when he noticed me, then winced with a soft sound of pain. I pulled my hand back. His lips were swollen, grotesquely plump, as if stung by an entire wasp's nest. He was a heavy smoker, so I assumed it was a symptom or an allergic reaction. I didn't smoke, so I had no clue. Uncle, can you hear me? It's Jen, I said in our native tongue. He nodded lightly. Auntie said that you're hurting. Can I see what's wrong? He shook his head and mumbled as if he had said no, still with his mouth shut. Please, Uncle, let me see. After a bit of persuasion from my aunt, and I, stubborn as he is, he finally gave in and slowly opened his mouth. I turned on my phone's flashlight. His entire body tensed. His hands gripped the sheets, and I saw why. His breath hit first, a rancid blend of old pennies and spoiled fruit. The musty, nostalgic scent of an old grandparent's house was quickly overtaken by something far worse, like a compost bin left festering on week's end during the summer drought. Inside his mouth were holes, rows upon rows layered with phlegm and saliva, were deep, cankerous sores, all of them varying in depth, with only a thin wall of flesh separating each one of them. It lined his cheeks, the inside of his lips, and the roof of his mouth, under his tongue. It was like staring down an inside-out flesh honeycomb. I didn't know how to explain it. It felt like each hole seemed to move. Each one seemed to retract after being revealed by the light. Each recoiled. Each felt like each hole was aware of me. Please help me. The words tore through his throat with pain, each one of them causing more suffering than the previous as he tried not to scrape his infected tongue against the rotten walls of his mouth. My uncle was crying now. I turned off my flashlight and told my aunt to help him downstairs and into my car. Behind me I could hear gut-wrenching groans and cries of grown man, then whimpers. We carried him out, and I didn't dare to look back. I didn't know what I had seen, but I know I needed to get him to the hospital. It is now 11:39 p.m. My uncle lay unconscious on a stretcher from a dose of anesthesia, a tube pushed into his mouth, feeding him oxygen, IV fluids. Kept him alive and hydrated. I sat there waiting for a miracle. I thought back to the times where he would take me down to the quay when I was little. He would hand me pocket change to spend on the candy machines. Within the night, his essence completely faded away, leaving a faint husk. My tears dropped, my mascara dripping down my face. Sitting next to him was my aunt, gripping his hand. Tears crusted over her skin, and exhaustion darkened her face. The doctor said further exams will be done once the clinic is open tomorrow, Auntie. I told her softly. She said, I told her softly. For now, we just have to wait. Is he staying here? Until he's transferred up to a room. He's admitted to the hospital. They're giving him a private room. Do you want me to drive you and Angie back home? No. I'll stay here just in case. But please bring Angie back. I don't want her here, especially this late. Thank you for everything, Jennifer. I nodded, told her to call me if she needed anything, then stepped out. As I closed the door, a yellow sign caught my eye. Caution. Contact and droplet warning. Ensure proper PPE is worn before entering. The hospital would have an in-house translator in the morning, which seemed to ease my stress by a small amount. I know how my aunt wouldn't be much help to the medical staff if she couldn't speak English, but at least she could provide some level of comfort to my uncle if he were ever to wake up. In the family room, Angie sat quietly, drawing in her notebook with a few colored pens supplied by the social worker. I thanked the woman for her company and took Angie back to my car. She was silent and must have been tired. We got in the car, paid for parking, $18.75 for 4 hours. Fuck. We drove down East Broadway. Streets were nearly empty. The homeless and the druggies downtown kept getting more and more odder. It's nearly midnight and they're still dancing, if you could call it that, in the alleys. There seemed to be fewer of them tonight. Winter was coming, so I guessed a new shelter had opened up. I was given the go-ahead to stay the night, since Angie was too young to be alone. I made sure she got ready for bed and turned on her nightlight. Jenna, is my dad okay? I hesitated. Yeah, your dad's with the doctor. The doctor's really smart, and he knows everything. You should go to bed now, okay? Okay. Can you please make sure the door is locked? Dad always said to make sure it's locked before I go to sleep. Make sure everything's locked. Okay. I will. Get some rest, okay? Good night. Pinky promise? I smiled. Okay. I promise. Good night, Angie. She seemed to want to believe me. A fortunate, naive child. I shut off her light and closed the door. Thanks, car. I chuckled. She reminded me of myself when I was younger. I was too tired to take a shower or get ready for bed. Plus, none of this was mine, so I felt uncomfortable using anything from my aunt's place, or sleeping in their room, especially after today. I felt dirty. My hair, I just dyed it silver, was greasy, and I hadn't brushed my teeth. I'd deal with it tomorrow. Going downstairs, I made sure that the front door was locked. I checked the fridge and took a swig from the milk carton, ate a block of Babybel cheese, and decided to sleep in the living room, which was humongous, just for the three of them. The night was warm. The house was next to a forest, so a faint sound of frogs ribbiting could be heard breaking the silence. I cracked open the window just a little, and it was oddly peaceful. I instantly fell asleep. I dreamt I couldn't move. Sleep paralysis. The dream world would simulate what I remembered of my aunt's living room, faces on photographs blurred, the furniture's design stripped of all its texture. The couch, which I thought was red, was green. Despite its being nightmare, I dreamt of it being the afternoon. I was familiar with my sleep paralysis and night terrors, so all of this wasn't new to me. My mind was awake, while the rest of my body shut down, as well as my cognitive instructions to breathe. It felt like I was suffocating. I was in pain, or, the shadow monster was watching me from the corner that I could barely see. Your typical sleep paralysis nightmare. My vision shifted into third person. I saw myself lying motionless. Then the focus zoomed in on my mouth. This was also common in these dreams. My view zoomed in into my mouth as I dreamed myself having the same symptoms of my uncle. I had front row seats to it occurring. Holes began to bloom, flesh dissolving, tunneling inward and multiplying. Some opened up like pores, eyes popped out of some, and some new teeth protruded from the sores. Small worms squirmed out of the remaining holes as if they were pimples being squeezed out, leaving gaping, swollen, taint holes in my mouth, and I didn't like this. Luckily, I learned to wake myself from these dreams. Despite not being able to move freely, I learned to rock my head from side to side until I eventually woke up, gasping for air. My previous partners hated this weekly routine. I stuck a finger inside my mouth to reconfirm to myself that I am back in reality, before falling back asleep, repeating the same dream once or twice more. I told you I was familiar with the process. I awoke with my phone ringing. It was my aunt. She screaming, crying. I could hear the chaos in the background. I heard my uncle. Wasn't he sedated? People rushed around the room. It was frantic. Through the noise, the speaker blared. Patterson Ward, code white. Code blue, Patterson Ward. I barely understood what I was hearing, but I instantly shot up and told her I would be there soon. As I grabbed my keys, I saw Angie standing up beside the railing, sleepy-eyed. Where are you going? You said it was bedtime. Your mom just needs some help, I said, running up the stairs. I'll be back soon, okay? Really quick, I promise. Please let me come. No. I promise to be really quick. Hold on here. I went into my aunt's room and took their home phone. I showed her how to navigate to my number in the recently calls list, and told her if she needed me, she could call me. I felt really bad for taking Angie with me, but it was nearly 4 a.m., and thought about how upset my aunt would be for bringing Angie into whatever the fuck was happening at the hospital. I made sure I locked the door behind me, got into my car, and drove off. The half awake, looking like a mess. The long drive to get from my aunt's place to the hospital. It was 4:27 a.m. The roads were empty, but my thoughts weren't. Was I a bad person for thinking about how much of my time my aunt and uncle wasted today, just because I was the only one they could reach out to? Was I the asshole? I had plans with my friends today, and everything got flipped over because of this. It's my weekend. I'm exhausted, and I don't think I ever even got a thank you. Maybe this wasn't even that serious. Maybe I received another call. Aunt's homepage. Angie. And Aunt's home phone. Angie. I cooled off before I put the call through my car speaker. Angie, I'm on the road. Is there something wrong? Silence. A trembling breath. Jen? Can you come back, please? I'm scared. I'll be back quick. I just need to see your mom and... A loud thump echoed through the line. Angie shrieked and my heart sank. Multiple voices, both male and female, could be heard from the distance, laughing. Each voice sounded like they were trying to one-up each other, growing louder. I pulled, growing louder and louder. Another thump. I pulled over. Wait, Angie, what's happening? Then the laughing stopped. Angie was sobbing, and more thumps could be heard, each of them getting louder and faster, like drums in a sporadic beat. It sounded like something was slapping against a hard floor. The door. Something was inside the house. Something was now knocking on Angie's door. I could hear her screaming. I made a sharp U-turn and sped back to my aunt's house. Angie, you have to listen to me. Lock the door. Hide. I'm coming back right now. Just stay in there. Jen, where are you? I'm scared. I'm scared. Where are you? She was sobbing now. The knocking stopped. Then came the loud thumps. Shut the fuck up and hide somewhere. I'm coming back right now. I was speeding, running through red lights. Suddenly, a loud bang with a crack. The sound of the door slamming down on the hardwood floor could be heard. It turned silent. All I could hear was Angie's quiet whimpering. A distorted voice came through. It was my voice. No, it was my aunt's voice. It was both of our voices. Angie, lock the door. Lock the door. I stepped on the brake as I was in shock. That was not me. Whatever the fuck that thing was, it was not me. I stepped on the brake. Please, Jen. From the voice of Angie, and I snapped back and I kept driving. I'm coming now. Right now. The thing was using my voice. Just then I heard a stampede erupt through the call, followed by what I could describe as the sound of a large truck gas horn, glass breaking, and furniture being flung around. I could hear Angie's high-pitched scream before a large crash with several more, as if a fight broke loose. Angie's scream echoed through the line as she was pulled away from her call, her screams fading as whatever took her was running down the stairs. My heart sank as tears balled up. I screamed her name, but there was no response. The call went silent. I was 3 minutes away, and there was nothing I could do. On my drive back, I called the cops. I tried to explain whatever I could muster up. Was it a child abduction? Maybe. It was a group of pedophiles hidden from a hidden... Maybe it was a group of pedophiles from a hidden warehouse in the forest. Anything to explain what I heard from the call. But the truth was, I wasn't really sure what went down. I had 4 missed calls from my aunt, but I could only focus on Angie's safety. There were too many things happening right now. When I got back to my aunt's place, I ran towards the door, expecting to be greeted by a sign of a break-in. The door was locked. Everything was initially as where I had left it since when I left the house. I unlocked the door, and inside the house was a different case. Dirt footprints carpeted the stairs, drops of blood spattered. Some of the guard railings were broken. Yelling Angie's name, I was greeted with silence. I ran up the stairs to Angie's room, and the door was knocked down, with the hinges broken, and the wooden door frame was damaged, with chips littering the floor. Inside the room was a mess. toys and photos all over the ground, the ceiling light hanging by the cord, and blood was spattered around the walls. The only object not destroyed or out of place was the bed, and next to the bed was the nightlight still illuminating Angie's notebook. It laid open next to the light. I placed myself in Angie's shoes. Perhaps she was still under the bed, hiding next to the only light after locking the door. I flipped through the book and was greeted with crude drawings and diary entries. Some of the most recent pages caught my attention. I skimmed through. Dear Diary, this is my new friend, and he is named Mr. Min, like Dad. I flipped the page and there was a tall figure. Angie drew and colored in a large, tall black triangle with a blue circle on the top of it, and bent black lines protruding at the top of each of the circle. It flipped to the next page. He likes the same things. He wants to come inside the house. Dad saw Mr. Min. Dad does not want him to come into the house. Mr. Min did not like Dad. Mr. Min cannot come in if the doors are locked. Mr. Min said that he gave Dad a thing. I don't like Mr. Min anymore. The next few pages were Angie drew the hospital. One last entry. Dad says if the doors are locked, Mr. Min can't come in. Jen locked the doors. The doors are locked. I locked my door. How is Mr. Min in the house? I took the notebook and ran down the stairs, seeing if I could find anything that could give me any answers for the whereabouts of Angie. The footprints of the damage went down the stairs, through the kitchen, and into the living room. And there I saw the window smashed open with the cold winter breeze rushing through the shattered hole. I heard nothing but the sounds of the frogs as I stared into the dark forest. I am overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. I want to cry, but I've used up my tears. I swallow my tongue as the inside of my mouth begins to itch. Alrighty. It looks like there's an ad break just as we finished the story. Lucky ducks. Y'all are getting so lucky. Alright. That was... I'm going to repeat myself, so this way you know. That was Flesh Honeycomb, an original story by Bronson, or Hunadungo. Thank you. Let's do some ear massages. You guys can hear me crack my back a little while we just kind of talk. Oh, let me, of course, oof, I need to get more hand sanitizer. There we go. You guys only deserve soft hands on your ears. It's so nice to have you here with me today. Did you enjoy our story? I know I did. It almost made my mouth itch a little. Did it make your mouth itch? It's so nice. Honestly, I'm so happy to have you guys today. You know, I was thinking about all the things we could have done today. I was actually thinking we should probably play a Sherlock Holmes game, but I figured we could save that for Wednesday. Please excuse me. I figured we could save that for Wednesday, as it is whatever Wednesday. Ah, it looks like the crows have given their all clear. Welcome back from the advertisement. And just in case you're joining us, my name is Grimoire Index, and today we're doing light ear massages and some scary stories. So don't touch that dial. We have a couple more stories to read tonight, before, I tuck you in, of course. Oh, goes my tummy. Sorry, old poet. I am so pleased to have you all with me. And don't worry. If you can't stay and, watch the full thing, do not fret. You can always come and join me on come and join me on, there we go, various other platforms, so do not fret. If that worked. I hope that worked. Oh, it didn't work. Oh my goodness. Oh my. This thing is evil. That's okay. Oh, hydrate. Thank you. There you are. So, don't worry. And first of all, thank you for the hydrate redeem. If you can't stay for the end, or if you missed the stories, don't worry, I will be sectioning these out tonight. So this way, if you want to listen to a particular story again and you missed it, or if you're, feeling a little sleepy, you just want to get some rest, feel free to rest, and the stories will be up soon. Okay? Good. Fight the thirst demons. Oh, yeah. Tears. Whew. Did you all like that story? I think it's very honeycomby. Sorry, had to burp. People are probably saying, Grimoire, why do you bleep out your burps? Why don't you like burping? It's because I don't personally like the sound of burping in my ears. So I presume everyone is a little bit like me, where they don't like the sound of burping in their ears. So that's why I always mute when burping occurs. Let's do some more chatting, shall we? Just a little bit. I am historically usually on TikTok or Red Note as of lately. Just kind of reading and listening to various book recommendations. I've been reading Landscapes of Fear recently, and it has been a whirlwind of discovering what truly scares people. Did you know, as I guess civilization has changed, fears, of course, also have changed. For example, in the Middle Ages, when, things were more fanciful, you were more able to see, I guess, dragons and devils and stuff like that next to beautiful filigree of leaves and stuff. You were more used to seeing devils, and as you and I know, the thunderstorm, like a thunderstorm is not an entity, or it's not a pox or something. That's what they thought it was. They thought it was a pox, or that you were, I guess, of malcontent, and something was punishing you. And so that stemmed a lot of fear. Fear is so interesting. It's irrational. It's very fun. Ooh. Sorry, old creaky bones. Would you all like me to whisper you a story? I'll tell it very fast. There was a man without fear. He lived in a house carved into the side of a mountain. He had a wife, but the wife, of course, did not live in his home. She lived in a normal home, a little bit further down into the village. Little by little, the village was taken by famine. Not salmon, famine. Famine. Thank you. And disease. And so the man stayed up in his home, and he did not know why. He was confused. The wife one day came to him, knocking on her door, flesh rotting away. "Let me in, husband. Let me in, husband," she cried. "Let me in, husband. Let me in." And he said no. He said no. And then a little hand. Let me in, Father. Let me in, Father, cried his little daughter. She, too, had been stricken by the famine. And his eyes went wide, because for the first time, fear was at his door. He did not open the door. For there was no one there for him. And the man, without fear, became the man who feared everything. What happened to the village, you say? Grim. Well, of course, the village was wiped out over time. Everything was burned. Except for the man's house, of course, they couldn't find it. So he stayed in his little mountain cabin, high above in the mountains, finally contracting the disease. Slowly dying, hidden under his bed. Every day, at 3 a.m., he would hear them knocking. And the knocking would get more and more persistent. Sometimes it was a gentle rap. Sometimes it was a forceful, thudding, door-shaking knock. But every time, he would feel fear. And that's what happened to the man who didn't feel fear. Yay! What an interesting story. It's so nice to have you guys with me today. Feel free to ask for some ASMR requests while we just relax, okay? I wonder how long I can hold that. Not very long, I guess. into the shell of your ears. So interesting. Oh, sorry. And then I whack you in the face. Why does it keep gifting subs to that bot? Thank you for gifting a sub. Ko-Fi Streambot, you better give them a thank you right now. But thank you for gifting another sub. You have gifted 19 subs to the channel. Bots deserve love too. Well, they better be appreciative. They're taking away subs from real people. Also, I'm missing something, aren't I? Have you all noticed it? What have I been missing this entire time? What has been missing this entire time? Oh boy. Well, welcome back, chat. I'm glad you're here. Ah. It's good to be back. Wonderful. We're also missing something as well. Hold on. Oh. Well, one more time, I promise. When the bots rise up, they'll let me live. Yes, when Am actually appears, then, he will let, just real girls live. But yes, my overlay was off this entire video. That should work. Oh, nope, that's not it. Uh-huh. Oh, no, don't do that. Do I need to restart? Restart? Oh no, restart? Yeah, okay, I need to restart it. It's being a little stinky. I haven't allowed counselor. What do you want from me? We'll see. Okay, we'll deal with that after my stream. Thank you very much. Okay. Not this one. He gifted me subs to Grimoire. Hopefully the bot is a reader. Like, they like to read. There it is. Okay, so it does work now. So feel free to use your television at your leisure, everyone. I apologize. I should have tested it before stream. Today's full of scuff, isn't it? But I'm always happy to have you all with me. Scuff or no scuff. let's do some more ear brushing, shall we? Also, real girls, I'm gonna keep reminding you, if you would like something, either, a sticker, or a emote, or perhaps some type of sketch from me, please let me know. You have access to the Ghoul chat, I know you do, in Discord, so feel free to let me know, okay? Or maybe you want to, maybe you found a script on an approved script that you wished for me to perform. Let me know what that is. I don't have Discord though. Well then, if you have a Twitter or any of my other socials, feel free to DM me on one of those and let me know which one you would like. Either a sketch or two, because you're owed two, or like maybe a custom. About Twitter, I'm kind of permanently banned 5 times. What happened? Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That's okay. Okay, so not Twitter. You can also DM me on here. You can whisper me. That's something that you can do as well. You can whisper me what you would want. Because you do so much for me, I would like to do something special for you, because I think that's fair. I mean, aside from, and everyone gets the benefit, because everyone will get to see it. It's not going to be too exclusive. You'll see it first. But, yeah. So, that is either a sketch, 2 sketches, or an approved ASMR script. I will perform. But if you aren't on Discord, consider getting it. It's free. It's you get to come and hang out with me in the early mornings. It's okay, don't have to have something, I just like being here. Oh. Okay. That's okay too. Well, fine then. If you don't want, not to say if you don't want your present, but if you would like to share your present, maybe, how about I make another sleeping audio and we'll just call it even there. I have one planned, but it's not quite finished. Maybe I'll talk about it. It's a water one. But that one is completely separate to the one I'd like to do next. I'd like to do one where I read a story. It'll be one of my more immersive ones, so if you can't tell the difference between my immersive ones and non-immersive, excuse me, the non-immersive ones usually don't have all the fun sound effects and FX hits and stuff like that. Usually it's just ambient music, but my more immersive role plays have all of the bells and whistles and the timing and take a lot of audio work on my part. For a particular one, for one of these, I had to record my faucet. I got water everywhere. It was not very fun to clean up, but it was very fun to do. I need to record like a bathtub. Ooh, that's it. That's it. We'll take a sleepy time bubble bath. Bam. And all of you can enjoy that. I'll run you all a bath while I read a story. I promise it's not a bloodbath. It'll be a regular bath with bubbles and the like. And I'll tell you all a horrifying tale. I promise. I personally really like the juxtaposition of having a nice cozy bubble bath while the screams of your enemies ring out around you. I think that's beautiful. Also, I think it's a little poetic, don't you think? Let's see. Shall we read our next story? Looks like we are going to delay the sponsor demons, if I can. Okay, looks like I'm not going to delay the sponsor demons. I guess I'm going to immediately start reading. This story is called The Voice. The couple through the window sits around a warm-looking table. The spread of food would put Martha Stewart to shame. The decor is impeccable. A quiet whistling tune somewhere in another room as they eat. No talking, no communication, just the quiet sound of utensils scraping the fine china. Finally, the man speaks. "What a marvelous dinner, Marianne," he says, cutting the silence. "Thank you, dearest. I know you love this cut. Hopefully it's seasoned well," the woman responds. They continue to eat in silence, when overhead, a voice echoes through the room. "Ask for salt." The man pauses his eating. His eyelids flutter for a moment. Could I have some salt, Marianne?" the man asks. The woman nods and passes a small shaker with a too-wide grin. "Of course," she answers. The man salts his food and takes another bite. They continue to eat in silence. The authoritative voice booms again. "Your food is too salty. Your food is now too salty. It's her fault." The couples both pause. The man's shoulders tense up and he says nothing. The voice continued. "Your food is too salty, and it is her fault." The man closes his eyes slowly, his lips quivering slightly. The voice booms again. "Maybe I am not being clear. My apologies." A low rumble fills the room, and we hear a slight beeping. It's slow at first, but the pace gets quicker, each beat as if something is charging up. The woman's eyes fill with tears. Darling, it's okay. Just do as he says. She pleads. The man shakes his head, placing his hand on the wooden table to brace himself. An electric shock surges through him, vibrating the table, causing a quick yelp to come out of the man. The shock stops, and the man leans on the table. Shaky breath and soft whimpers are the only sounds we hear for a moment, until the voice speaks again. Now, let's try that again. The woman tenses up, but does not shy away. Marianne, you have oversalted the food. You've ruined my dinner, the man says quietly. I'm sorry. It was an accident. An accident? You know how I feel about accident. The man stands across from his seat and slowly crosses to the woman. He raises his hand, a pained expression on his face. He then slaps the woman across the face. Hard. They are both silent for a moment, before the voice speaks again. Good. Again. They're struggling with it. I don't know if we're going to get accurate results. The doctor's assistant said the next morning. They are. What do you propose we do? The doctor asked her. She flips through the stapled paperwork in front of her, brows knitting in concentration. We've had them for 3 months. We have done every simulation we could think of, and I can't get a good read on varying emotion patterns. They both seem to be stuck in fear at all times. I want to see at least anger, rage, sorrow, or even joy, but it may be a lost cause. Rage, huh? Sorrow. So again, what do you think we should do? The doctor asks her. But the assistant knows better. She knows he's already has an idea, but he's testing her. Always testing her. The arrangement was for 14 weeks. We could let them go a little early. She offers. The doctor sighs. And the girl? The assistant shifts uncomfortably on her feet. Well, we promised her safe return if they helped study. I think they fulfilled their agreement to the best of their abilities, unless you disagree. She asks, tilting her head at him. And we will take a brief pause for advertisements. You all are so wonderful today. Quiet, supplicant. I'm not gonna say it. You're not gonna make me say it. It's fine. Either way. Oh. No. Oh, what was that? What now? Oh. Oh, Love and Deep Space girlies got a treat today. Well, I know what I'm going to be watching later. Oh, in case you didn't know, yes, I do actually play that game. I don't play it, I do play it, like, every other day. I've been playing, not since it came out. I've gotten most of the good banners, I guess. I skipped a couple of them because I feel like they're very pay to win. Not pay to win, just very pay focused. It's not very good for like free to play players, so I only get cards of the people that I want to get cards of. Welcome back. Let's continue our story, shall we? The doctor leans towards a group of monitors and types in a few keywords, bringing up a surveillance video that looks like a hospital room. A teenage girl sits on a bed quietly and stilly. The only moment is her knitting needle is rapidly moving in her small hands. The doctor watches her for a long moment, his face unmoving. The assistant clears her throat and continues. This couple might be a bad read. It happens. They're unusual circumstances and they can't see past that. We aren't going to be able to study for the immediate psychological responses of different domestic life scenarios if they can't remove themselves temporarily from who they really are. I say cut them loose. We'll source another couple next week. The doctor nods, not taking her eyes off the monitor screen. Let's try once more. I have an idea, and if this doesn't work, I will look into other couples, he concludes. The assistant nods in agreement. Okay, what's the new variable? She asks. The doctor waves her off, picking up his clipboard and writing something down. She understands that she is now dismissed. She leaves the room, shutting the door behind her. That evening, the couple sits down for dinner. The man looks even more ragged, more tired. The woman's face still looks a little pink. She is beautiful, but something has already left her eyes. They eat their meal, the only sound coming from the familiar tapping of their utensils. What a marvelous dinner, Marianne, he says finally, his voice quieter from yesterday. Thank you, dearest. I know you love this cut. I hope it's seasoned well, the woman responds quietly. They continue to eat, waiting on new instructions. 1 beat, 2 beats. The man makes confused eye contact with the woman, and she softly shrugs back. The confusion remains until the voice finally speaks. Compliment her on the dinner. The man pauses. His brows lift. The woman gently looks towards the two-way window facing their table. The food is well done. Did you try something new? The man asks. The woman stammers. The voice speaks. Tell him it's your newest recipe. You got the marinade idea out of a magazine. Why, yes. I saw the recipe in a magazine. I believe it included oranges. How funny is that? The woman says, jumping into the scenario. Well, it's delicious. Thank you for making it for us. The man said. More silence. The couple is starting to relax. They aren't used to being told to be kind to one another. Maybe this is a new part of the experiment. A change. A welcome one at that. They continue eating. The energy around them is feeling a little brighter for the first time in weeks. The voice speaks again. You may chat, talk about your first date. The couple looks surprised, but the man smiles softly. A twinkle appears in his eye that he has feared had already been lost. Excuse me. One moment. Whew. So, the couple talks. They eat the lovely dinner and talk about the awful dinner of hot dogs they shared on their first date. The man said that she was radiant that night, and the woman blushes. An hour goes by, and for that hour the couple temporarily escapes their current circumstances and remember how important their love is. Their love story is so important that it gave them their precious daughter, the very thing that brought them to this ward to rescue her. The couple finishes their bottle of wine, and for the first time since they've started, the meal was fantastic, and their hearts feel a little less heavy. Wow, what a great night, the man concludes. It really was, the woman agrees. They smile at one another, waiting for the buzzer sound to allow them to go on their separate rooms for the night. But the buzzer doesn't happen right away, like it normally does. More silence. 1 beat. 2 beats. The voice speaks again. Ask her what cut of meat was that she prepared for the night. The man looks toward the two-way mirror with a confused expression. Marianne? What was the meat you prepared? Beef, it seemed? Like maybe a roast? He asked. Marianne darted to the window, waiting for a cue. Nothing comes for a moment. Oh yes, I believe it was a chuck roast. The voice speaks again. Not a chuck roast. Try again. The woman blinks rapidly. A steak? She asks. The voice speaks again. Not quite. Well then, I'm not sure, I'm sorry, the woman says quickly. There's not even a full beat of silence before the voice speaks again. That's all right. We wanted you to have one last great meal before we let you know we have decided to release you back into your normal lives. The woman gasps, putting her hands over her mouth. The man nearly jumps out of his chair. Really? We can go? The voice chuckles. Before speaking, yes, you both can go. The man cries out in tears before crossing over to the woman and wrapping her up in a hug. Thank you, the woman whimpers. Thank you so much, Doctor. When can we see our daughter? The man asks. Silence for a beat. That won't be necessary. The man and woman gape at the window. What? No! You said if we do this stupid shit, we can leave with her too. That's what you said. The man yells in rage. As the wife begins to cry, the voice speaks again. I know, and I always keep my promises. You have proven to be extremely helpful this evening in studying the emotions displayed in a domestic living situation, and I applaud you. I have no reason to lie to you. Well then, when do we get her? The voice speaks again for the last time. My friend, you already have her. She's leaving with you, though I imagine she's already made it to your digestive tracts by now. It takes a moment for the couple to realize the words the voice spoke, and like a film reel, we see the emotions play out on their faces. Confusion, contemplation, shock, disbelief, rage, panic, and sorrow. We see the couple manically running around the set, throwing up and sobbing, fighting with each other, screaming at the ceiling. The man tries to pound on the glass, tries to get to the voice, but there's no use. The doctor lowers the volume on the monitor, watching the couple fall apart in complete silence from his end. The assistant stands beside the doctor, her jaw dropped, her hands shaking her clipboard. What? What did you do? She whispered, though she already knows. The doctor shrugs, grabs his coffee cup. You should check your readers. I think we got every emotion we needed tonight, and they're both free to go. You should be saying thank you, the doctor says brightly, heading to the door. What? No! Why would you do this? They'll tear each other apart in there. You fed them their child. The assistant wails. Spare me the moral lecture. You are no saint. And as for tearing each other apart, I hope they do. The doctor winks at her and walks out of the room, whistling a faint tune down the hallway. And that was The Voice by That Eagle 5950. Thank you. I wondered what that mystery meat was. Me too! That's crazy. Imagine being in an experiment to, do this stuff for your little one, and all of a sudden it's just like you're eating them. Ugh. I've heard that human tastes like pork, so I think it would be really hard to disguise what that is. So I think it would be really hard to tell what that is. Probably Arby's. Not the Arby's. It's the Arby's slander. Actually, I have tried the Arby's steak bites. Has anyone tried them? Have you tried them? I think that they're terrible. They're so bad. They're actually pretty bad. I don't eat them. They are gross. Blech. Gross. Blech. Blech. Don't do it. It's nasty. I'm sorry, and this is just my opinion. I can't stand them. They're so nasty. I tried so hard. I tried so hard to like them. It was a night where I really, really needed protein. Pause. But I really, really needed protein. And I wanted to have a little bit of fries and some steak. And not clip. And I wanted wanted to try the Arby's little steak nugget things, and I was like, okay, yeah, it'll be fine. And it was not fine. It tasted like meat that didn't know that it was steak. It didn't know it was supposed to be steak. It was like pretending to be steak, if that makes sense. It was wishing it was steak. It was like its dream to become steak. And I was eating it. It was like, I want to be steak. And it whispered to itself, I'm going to be a steak when I grow up. And Arby says, yes, you're a steak. And it was not a steak at all. It was so disgusting. It was a piece of meat that grew up thinking that it was steak. But to be fair, I seen a meme saying that it was possum, so that's now all I see. Oh my goodness, I had possum instead of, bleh. Yucky, ew. Thank you for the clip though. Let's see. How far are we? Okay, let's read one more story in a little bit of time, and then we can call it a night. I've got some stuffing to demolish while I'm sitting here in the library Paradoxica. Did you know that while I'm physically in the building, I can eat human food? And it doesn't hurt me, I don't throw it up. It's really nice, actually. I consider it a perk of the job. I've actually considered moving closer. The way the library Paradoxica works is that I get to enjoy eating all of the delicious human food while I am in the library. But if I ever get too far out of the range, so for example in my homestead, which is a couple, let's say, bus ride away, I cannot enjoy the benefits, or rather all of the benefits of working at such an established place. I still need to be able to enjoy the benefit of being able to walk out into the sunlight, of course, but every other benefit I cannot enjoy. For example, my blood diet returns to me. Let's say I had a slice of pizza for lunch. If it's not already digested, I will, in fact, as I get past a certain line of demarcation, I will, so it'll, if you understand my meaning, so yeah, it'll be not great. But, you know, a blood diet isn't all that bad. You start to get used to the way blood tastes. For me, blood is like the sweetest wine you've ever had. But it changes depending on, like, whom it is. Sometimes, just like with wines, you want it a little fizzy. Sometimes you want it chilled. Sometimes you even want it warm, like room temperature. Whew. There is one particular brand of human that I adore, warm. And it is old. Now, like very old chocolatier. Very old chocolatier is delicious. It doesn't matter where they are, but very old chocolatier is amazing. If I have any other vampires in the audience, please try very old chocolatier. You will mind blown. Or equally so, someone that works in the either wine making business or a pastry business, very old, who will generously donate to you. We never take violently sourced blood, because this will spoil it. Unless you like that kind of angry tang. I don't like angry tangs in my blood. I prefer my blood to always be ethically sourced. I know it's a very privileged thing for me to say, but I prefer my blood to be very ethically sourced. I don't like I don't like when someone is angry at me. Well, I'll keep that thought to myself. So, yeah, Arby's is terrible. Don't eat it. Drink ethically sourced blood, and yeah. I'll go back to playing with your ears now. You know, I've been seeing a bunch of creators bite these things. Hold on. I want to try it. I want to try it. Do I have your permission to bite these things? Hydrate first. You got it. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson RV. Do I have chat's permission? I'm just gonna bite one of the ears, not both of them. So it's the one that you're currently turned towards right now. Oh, I don't like that very much. It's so interesting. I have bitten both ears. Was that any different? I wonder what that sounds like for you. I tried not to get my fangs on them because I'm pretty sure it would have destroyed the silicone. Of course, with every experiment, we need to make sure that we keep you guys clean. Come, I'm sorry. I like the breath before the bite. Me too. Okay, that's better. So like the noise. You know, as someone who does but someone who dabbles, I should say, in sound effects, a vampire's bite is actually such an interesting sound profile. I'm still trying to work out the best sound profile for it, so please excuse me. I always like making sure that your ears are clean because I love taking care of my readers. I don't want you guys to have any like blemishes or anything like that. And even if you do, I want you guys to be clean and tidy. Alrighty. I think that was a fun experiment. Did you want me to do it again? You can say no. Let's put this over here. I like it again. Okay, sure. Of course. Starting with your right. Now your left. And now we'll wipe your ears off again. I don't like having my saliva on it. Did you know that vampire saliva has healing properties? It's actually pretty nice. Obviously, it doesn't really do anything for like a large wound. We'd have to like spit on it. You'd have to like really spit on it. That not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Oh, I don't know. I feel like if you have to spit on it, it's... Let me shut up. I don't know. I think after a certain point, spit on the thing. What are we spitting on? Don't even worry about. Don't even worry about it, man. Welcome in. I'm just cleaning off your ears. It looks like the sponsor demons are on the way. That means ads are coming soon, so don't worry. If you wish to dodge that ad check, consider becoming a ghoul, ghost, or gas today. So we've got 5 minutes before ads. What are we spitting on? Well, wounds, really, to answer your question directly. So when a vampire, I guess, spits on a human wound, or our saliva comes in contact with the wound, it kind of acts as a faster version of your white blood cells, supposedly. And you get healed up really, really fast. However, let's say someone blew a hole in your arm. I think it would take a lot more than just, me, like, licking the hole would... It would take a lot more than just licking that particular portion of the wound. Oh yeah? Listen. It would take a lot more than just a simple... My chat is bullying me again. Am I being bullied again? It's fine, but... It it would take the amount would be a lot. The amount needed would be a lot. The amount of saliva would be needed. So, but you would have to like spit loogies on it for like several hours. Which honestly sounds disgusting. And I would never do it. A better way would be to feed you some blood. But this may lead to you turning, which has a 70, and remember, it has a 75% success rating. A 75% success rating. So, there is a chance, a 25% chance, that you just die. Bloopies, of course. I am always in the mood for bloopies. Bum, 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 bum. What was that? Thank you for your subscription, PGH. I like those odds. Alright, it's time for bloopies proper. Got to got two letters mixed. Dyslexia once again. Vampire spit, let's go. I will change my Twitter name to that if we get to 500. If we get to 500 followers on Twitch, I will change my Twitter name to that for a week. I highly doubt. I highly doubt that will happen, but I think it would be funny to do. Or my TikTok name, whatever is more funny, honestly. But 500 followers, so we're only close to 300 here, so I think for December I will maybe host my first subathon. I want to offer you guys a chance to get an illustration. I've been really wanting to draw illustrations for you guys, but I'm not really sure like what you guys would want. So I figured a subathon would be like a fun way to do that. And plus, there's a couple of surprises that you don't know about that are in fruition. This was one of them. This was actually supposed to be, could you make a mouse pad? Yes, I can, actually. I can make a mouse pad. So, that could definitely be a thing. I was also thinking about designing a t-shirt or two. Fun fact, when I was a human, I was a graphic design major. So, I could definitely do that. I could definitely do like a hoodie or something. But the thing is with like mouse pads and stuff like that, and the thing is with clothing, also ads are starting, so we're just gonna have a quick conversation. So don't worry, I will continue to do bloopies until after the ads, because I think that's fair. But the thing with clothing and like VTuber merch is that I'm very particular when it comes to clothing, is that like I hate to say this, but I don't want to embarrass you, if that makes sense. I don't want you guys to feel embarrassed. to wear the clothing. So, like, I like my clothing more low-key, if that makes sense. So, we'll have to have, like, a big discussion about it later. Where, like, if you know, you know. Like, that's the kind of, like, VTuber merchandising I like. But I don't know. You guys you guys may like something else. You guys like want more like blatant merch. Like I've heard TD Mousepad or Damikura is also a thing. I've heard posters are also a thing. I do have a more spicy photo of myself that we could probably put on a mouse pad if you wanted it, but I don't know if you want that. I don't know if y'all want that, so exclamation point. My Patreon members have already seen this photo, but fun fact, yes, I do draw that. This is an 18+ channel, by the way. 18+ channel, by the way. I haven't done anything that explicit yet, so welcome back, everyone. Let me be quiet for a moment. That is more for Patreon content. But if there is something else, that you all want instead, as a mouse pad, I can... you have books? Like notebooks? No, I don't have any notebooks. Is that something you would like to see? I mean, aside from the library's books, like story published books. No. Like an art book type deal. I think I would have to draw a lot more illustrations for that. Maybe around year 3 I could do something like that, like the Art of Grimm for you guys. I'm so sorry. Still getting used to this. But yeah, I think I like the idea of a mouse pad, of a big mouse pad for you guys. As for what we would be raising towards or for, I have to think about it. These years were supposed to be what we were going to raise towards, but Dewey, as usual, ruined that plan. Usually it's Crowford. Crowford is very, very, very good at ruining plans. Ouch, I'm hurt. I think Rib is gonna have to spit on me. How hurt are you? How hurt are you? Oh, I have to bite you. Me too. Me too. You're gonna make me spit on you. Well, I mean, that's someone's fetish. The more you get yourself out of there, girly, the more you're back in. Kink can't leave you alone. Speaking of that, since we're on the topic, right? So I was asked for that. And of course, you sit rapturously listening. It was not a very fun thing that I had to do, but you know, you do it, and you know, you of course had to add such cruel and horrible things to say about the person, because that's what they want. And yeah, I would say I think I did a good job. I think I did a good job. I was met with not thunderous applause, but the correct reaction. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I think that's all Twitch will allow me to say about that. Do with the information with what you will. Let's do one last to say goodbye to our bloopies. Also, in case you're wondering, I don't think Dewey is feeling well today. That's why he is noticeably absent today. But that is a-okay. But yeah, we can do a mouse pad, a couple of other things. Let me pull up my list of thingies. Let's see. Yes, okay. So we would do the sticker unlock. So there is a sticker that I have been working on that is probably going to go up either tonight or tomorrow night. That has nothing to do with the subathon. The subathon sticker is something that I've been working on for a really long time. Not a really long time, but for a while. We are going to do game nights. These are just some of the rewards. Profile picture choice, of course. Drunk reading. I want to host a VR chat pizza party. I also would like to create an emote. You got Kirby Air Ride on your GameCube. I unironically have never owned a GameCube. I have played Air Ride, but I have never like actually owned a GameCube. Yeah, I have never owned a GameCube. My family was a PlayStation family, and the first Nintendo console that we got was the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, and then the Game Boy Color. Those were the only Nintendo consoles I had. Now, my cousins, like down the street from me, down the block, had an N64, so we played that. I had a Sega Genesis, but I've never had a GameCube. And by the time the GameCube came around, like, we had a PS2, so. Eventually, we ended up getting an Xbox, and then my sibling has Grip sibling. My sibling ends up having like a PS4 or PS5 or whatever. I ended up getting a PS4 for myself eventually. But yeah. So game nights, I'm talking like Scriblio or Gartic Phone or Animal Crossing, because I actually have Animal Crossing. I will also create a special custom spicy audio for the winner. Or a spicy drawing, whichever one the winner wants. Whichever one. Remember, it's what do you mean? Yeah. If the goal is met and the winner, so whoever donates the most, they will get either a spicy audio, a custom spicy audio, or a custom artwork of their choosing. It does not have to be of me. Stretch goals, so like absolute tippy top of the tippity top of the thing. So if you guys break the goals, oh my goodness, excuse me. If you guys end up breaking those goals, I will do and I can't believe I'm saying this, I will do the karaoke stream. I will do it. I will do the karaoke stream, and more importantly, I will play a horror game. You know, despite me get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. What do you mean? Get ready to learn Chinese? What song are you gonna have me sing? Are you guys... Anyway, but, you know, besides the, that, I also have, I think I own Alien Isolation, so we'll probably be playing that. Much to my chagrin, yes. It will be probably going on for the most of the latter weeks of the half of December. DVD stream when. If you guys beat the goals, I will add it to the pot. I'll add it to the list. I actually own Dead by Daylight as well. I am not a very good Dead by Daylight player either, because I I'm a scaredy cat. Hey, what you do? Twitter, TikTok content time. Hey, what you don't know about me is that I absolutely despise horror games. Dead by Daylight? No. Alien Isolation? Who's that? I hate horror games. Dislike? No. I don't mind horror movies. But horror games? No. Ooh, scary. Huh? What do you mean, huh? Use your words. But I digress. That will be happening for 2 weeks. Possibly in December. I don't want to give you guys a date yet because I need to make all of the graphics and all the other BS that needs to go with it, okay? And I need to I need to make a pretty timer for you guys so you guys can have it up and see how much work you guys are doing. Oh. Excuse me. Shall we read our final story of the night? Oh? What was that? Was that a bit? Bits! Yay! Scold you. Wait, why did you use bits? Hold on. Why did you use bits? What? Wait a second. Did you want me to spit on you? Silly. Okay. Well, I wasn't gonna say that, but now that you said it. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. I just don't want to damage my new mic. But if you must. Oh, I don't want to damage my new mic. Maybe I could just spit onto my hands. Just. That's air. I think that's fine. I think air is fine. And now I'll scold you. Don't blow ghosties. Not wet enough? Don't blow ghosties. I'm not going to spit on my $400 mic, thank you very much. Let me go get my raincoat. Alright, fine. So, hold on. Here, let me get closer. Maybe this will feel better. Let me get back into that. You naughty degenerate. How dare you make me spit on my mic? Do you think you're worth such a thing? Never make such a request of me again. Hopefully that was enough for you. Thank you for your redeem. I could have sworn. Not today. All time, silly. Don't Google yourself. Horror story. So this story is by Klutzy Chemical 1929. Don't Google yourself. Why? Because you may not like what you find. One day I was bored and decided to search up my own name on Google. I have quite a rare name, so I didn't expect to find many results. Imagine how surprised I was when I came across a website which had my full name in the domain, www.myname.com. When I clicked on the link, it brought me to a message board. I looked at the profile on the website owner and found that the person was the same age as me and had the same hobbies and interests. There weren't any posts on the message board, but I was intrigued, so I saved it in my favorites. About a month later, when I went back to the website, this time it had more content. There were some diary entries, mostly random things like the weather was nice today or I'm so bored at work, things of that nature. However, as time went on, I began to notice more and more coincidences. This person lived in the same city as I did. It struck me as rather strange that two people with the exact same rare name would be living in the same city at the same time. At one point, I noticed the contents of the diary were very similar to my own life. One day, when I went to a baseball game, when I checked the website that evening, I found that the owner of the site had gone to the exact same baseball game. At first, I didn't think anything of it. Just a moment, I need to hydrate. Thank you all for waiting. At first, I didn't think much of it. After tens of thousands of people in the city supported the same baseball team, it started to seem much more than a simple coincidence. Whenever I checked the website, I would notice little biographical details that seemed too close to comfort. For example, the owner mentioned their pet dog, and the dog's name was the same as the dog I had when I was a child. The owner even posted a picture of their car. It was the same model as my car that I had been driving when I was in college. They talked about eating at a certain restaurant. It was the same restaurant I had gone in all the time when I was working my previous job. One day, when I looked at the message board, people had written messages to the owner saying happy birthday. I decided to write on the message board for the first time, out of curiosity. I was going to wish the owner happy birthday and tell them we had the same name. However, when I tried to write something, I realized that there was nowhere to type messages. It wasn't a message board at all, just a static page. That's odd. I said to myself. In other words, whoever owned the website had gone to a lot of trouble to make it seem like it was an interactive site, as if there were other people posting on it, when in fact all the content must have been created by the owner. Well, why on earth would someone do that? I wondered. I decided to send an email to the owner. It read, "Hi there. Believe it or not, we share the same last name. Nice to meet you." It was just a friendly email. The next day, when I tried to look into the website, I discovered that it was gone. It seemed like it had been deleted. Then I opened my mailbox. There was one reply, and when I looked at it, a chill ran down my spine. It read, "Found you." And that was "Don't Google Yourself" by Klutzy Chemical, 1929. That was a fun one. Don't Google yourself. And besides, it makes you feel kind of vain. I mean, to be fair, right? Sometimes when I hit certain milestones, I'll Google myself to see how I stack up on the SEO ranking list. But I'm new, so I'm not going to be up there with your bigger VTubers yet. But one day, I will be. Thanks for getting in on the ground floor. Anyway, tonight was so much fun, wasn't it? You, I, the restless spirits in your head, and the silence. Tonight was wonderful, and a well and wonderful return to this lovely, lovely desk. I could not live without it. Thank you for allowing me to do as I do. And tonight, let's share the love with someone, possibly. Let's share some love with somebody wonderful. Let's see if anybody I'm following is on right now. It looks like Rika Reedman is on. So let's go ahead, and it looks like she is doing Words with Friends. Words with Friends on stream. So let's go ahead and join in the oh, it looks like she's also doing Final Fantasy X. So I think that's 10, Final Fantasy 10. I have never played that one. Have a good night, Grim. Thank you so much. So we'll be going to Rika Reedman, and yeah. Don't worry. I will have all of the let's say the subathon details ironed out in the next couple of weeks, and I'll get them to you soon. But for now, sweet dreams, and hold on tight. time for us to raid.